Look at Cave's beard. We are growing into a bona fide survivor. A bona fide survivor who also going to finally take on a legitimate part of civilization. We made some spears last episode. That way we actually could, after having a whole discussion about what the end goal of this series should be. And I have read over the comments. We are going to try to build a house. I feel like that's the best end point for Caveman. Is trying to build some sort of enclosed shelter. Now, that is more well watered. Man, I really don't understand how crops work at all in this. I'm just gonna focus on what I do understand, which is going foraging for food. Look at that. Already got some berries. They're not very good berries. Got berries. Is there something over here? Caterpillar. I mean, why not? Millipede. Good for fishing bait. Ow. Really? Okay. Been a little bit since we had to deal with that. Don't we have outdoorsmen? Yeah, we do. So the fact that I got scratched there is really irritating. Especially because now I have to waddle back to our camp, get a rag, and throw it on my leg. Yeah, because now I'm walking with a bit of a limp. Ugh. Alright. Let's go get that done. Um, why is everything invisible? There we go. That was silly. That was super silly. Put the search mode back on if you would, Cave. Oh, one thing I'd like to go over. I forget what specifically it was. Someone left a comment saying that all the things that required sinew thread could use regular thread to make. And like that is huge if true. Okay, let's make tarp. Let's look at the things that require like tarp. Well, okay. Twine or cloth. Yeah, but see, that still requires. What was I trying to make? That I was like, oh, requires signing Fred. Oh, that's never getting done. There was something within that category, but now can't remember what that was. Oh, cricket. Did I just accidentally eat a millipede? Based on how upset I am, I'm willing to bet I did. Well, that'll do. Poisonous berries. Yeah, we're not gonna go for those. Ooh, wild lavender. That removes stress when you eat it. By very small amounts, but it still does. Dandelions. And lemongrass. Caterpillar. Wired jalapeno. Multiple. Multiple wild jalapeno. Don't need that extra caterpillar though. Don't need that. Oh wow. Wild marigolds. Ooh, mushrooms. Okay, I think that's enough looking for food. How far are we? Getting there. Getting there. Alright. I will see you all when we are at the civilization point. Well, we're here. Civilization. Better or worse? Right now it's dead and looking like it's gonna be worse. Can I, like, get you guys one at a time? Okay. Beer gaming. Come on. Now, can I walk up, get a stealth attack? Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Spears still have their instant kills in build 42. That's good to know. Am I going the right way? That's the house I'm at. Okay. Big field. There's a barn. Yeah. Yeah, just keep going down. We'll get to where I want to be eventually. We will get to where I want to be eventually. Oh, hello. If you two just wanted to come over to the fence line, I will gladly accommodate. Other than when I'm checking my stats and bleeding. Mess. Although it definitely seems like spear. Like, we are actually getting tangible progress on the little XP tech, which, given we have pacifist as a trait, or reluctant fighter as it's called now. I'm gonna call it pacifist because it's functionally what it is. Yeah, given we have reluctant fighter as our trait, getting like actual XP progress on a combat skill, that's pretty cool. Being injured in the legs though really makes you have to creep when it comes to stealth. Hey, does anyone wanna come out? No, it doesn't seem like they're particularly interested. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, wow. We're actually leveling up our spear skill. Eh. Retreat! Retreat! Tactical retreat! There we go. Got our thumbnail shot. Huh. There we go. Yeah, wow, we actually are getting tangible progress with this spear. Like, we might be able to actually level up with a spear. Easy concept. Okay. Oh, there's the house. There's a car. And can you imagine caveman with a car? That'd be crazy. Ooh, a carpentry manual. That's actually kind of helpful. There's a gun that's substantially less helpful. Arm clock, very much not helpful. That hair dye. Oh, hold on here. Hold on. Can we? How do we oh my god. Yeah. We are a completely different type of caveman now. We are now Redbeard the caveman. That's incredible. You know, that was worth doing. That was very much worth doing. If for no other reason than the fact that this amuses me greatly, the game let us do it. Hey, can you come over to the conveniently placed balcony ledge, please? Thanks, Mike. Oh yeah, no, 100%. We can just do that. That's huge. Making this wooden spear was a great decision on my part. Managed forestry slash road. Okay, that's the biomorphism considered as being in. Yeah, no, if we can level up our carpentry skill, we have the volume 2 book for that, actually. Camp Arthur Road, huh? You know what? That's worth taking a look at. That is worth potentially taking a look at. There's a house of flamingos. It's already a good sign. Matter of fact, let's go investigate. You never know. We could find blacksmith books. Matter of fact, we should probably be checking like every mailbox we encounter. Just in case. Nothing terribly useful in those two on this occasion, but you never know. This is pretty much the most developed quote-unquote town we've been at yet. Sunset Pines Funeral Home. I don't think we're doing quite that bad. Alright, so the spears are still fragile. That's one thing you do have to keep in mind. But I still feel like it is very, very possible to sort of brute force leveling your spear skill by making a bunch of them. That was the case in build 41. Why spears were considered the crutch weapon. Come on. A VHS tape. Wow. Nothing particularly good in here. I mean, it's a nice house. I'll give it that much. Well, we got the keys to this house. Foundation makeup. State my curiosity. Can we... Oh, we could apply face paint. Although I do admit clown would be funny. You know what? Let's add some camo. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Our resident caveman has developed camouflage. What is lodged into your shoulder? A bread knife. You know, I shouldn't be that shocked. More often than not, a bread knife. I just think it would have been really cool if it was like a machete. You know? Wow. Yeah, no. Who knew all cavemen need to be effective at actually making runs into town with a spear? This feels downright broken compared to where we were before. Like it almost feels like cheating. Now this is just plain weird seeing this building layout, given I have a casual save going, as in house looks exactly like this in Moldra. You fought, didn't you? What on earth is going on down here? Hello? A recording studio? Why the hell is there a... I have no words. This was worth the near-death experience. We have a book on primitive metalworking now. Like, you know what? Sometimes these fangs, they work themselves out. Ah, really? Being like that today? Yeah, nothing particularly worth grabbing in here. The book on meditation. The key to a dart that I'm pretty sure is a couple streets away. Okay, I do have to consider how funny it would be if Caveman got a car. Drumsticks? Rock candy. Yeah, I would need to bash that with a or at a wall. Now, one thing I'm curious about, did I already like know how to make a charcoal burning pit and whatnot? Seems like I'm aware of how to make an awful lot. Let's see. Iron Age metalworking. That's something I know how to do. No. No, it is not. Okay. Wow. So, yeah, we found the blacksmithing book. And now, obviously, I'd like more. No, I fully admit that's greed, but hey. Man, some super nice houses around here, too. Just super cozy. Super duper cozy. It'd be cozier if they would let me in. Pants, a rude letter. Hotties. Beer. I think it's best if Caveman doesn't discover what that is. Wow. And to think, we've basically just went on a straight line. We're at like a little Yeah, a little residential area, a little neighborhood outside of. There's a camp, a water treatment plant, and there's some bigger houses way south. Big barn, the big farmhouse. If you follow the road long enough, you'll eventually reach Rosewood. Maybe Rosewood could be like a goal for us. Potentially. You know, get Caveman up to speed enough that Rosewood is like possible to actually get into and survive the trip. You know, we have to get to like the bookstore there. That'd be a good goal, I think. Just get to the Rosewood bookstore and back. I don't know. That would help with making our house. We are not alone in here. Fortunately, we're with an idiot. Do we have like a basement? No. Super nice house layout though. Is that a duffel bag? That is, but we didn't craft that, so I'm not actually gonna take that as much as I want to. This is like a little reading room? Wow. Little reading room. A lot of these people were into like their depression media. There's a bunch of books about like car accidents, people with abusive family lives. Kind of messed up. Seriously though, Iron Age metalwork. We can make a primitive forge and a primitive furnace. We can actually make and do things with metalworking now. Matter of fact, should I read that right? I kind of want to. There's the temptation to read that right now. Ooh, farming buck. Is this a copy of that one house in Moldra with the overhang? Yeah, it is. With a basement? Oh, me is interested. Alright, this person clearly was having a bit of an episode upon realizing the apocalypse broke out. I can't say I necessarily blame them. We're gonna brush past that. Ice cream. There's a garage here too. I want to check that. And we still haven't even broken our first spear. We've gotten 20 points of XP with the Reluctant Fighter perk. That's just kind of incredible, really. You know, I remember having a run. It was a run of the Winter is Coming challenge, where I lived in this specific house layout. It was the copy that was in Moldra. That was a fun run. That was a fun run. We need to try that challenge again. Now that I heard they revamped it quite a bit. Build 42. I am going to allow myself to take this because I don't know how difficult it's going to be to learn how to make nails. I know for a fact we're going to need a book for that. And quite frankly, the fact that we've found them, I'm going to count that as legit. We could make those, but for the sake of not completely soft-locking progress, I think it's actually just better on the gameplay experience. We grab those now. Okay. No tarps so far. That's the one thing I'm kind of disappointed on. I do still want one of those so I can make a tent. A flyer for an Independence Day party in Riverside. We're days late for that. House for sale, number 919. Located in northern Akron. Alright. Let's check one more house. And then... oh, wait. Throw ourselves into bed, actually. Had to resist the urge to take that peanut butter. You know what? Can we make... yes, we can. We are now the Viking. We are now a Viking. The fact that actually counts as a bit of insulation. That's funny. Like, hey, any little bit of clothes we can actually wear as this character, man, I consider that a win. At some point we need to learn how to make like an actual hat. Ah! Well, rip spear. So, where'd that zombie go from earlier? Anyway. There's an artistic guide to it. See? Yeah, okay, there was definitely something silly going on here before the apocalypse. I will abstain. Much as taking that would be awesome. But yeah, no, I will abstain. 23.14. There was a house with a little patio out back, right? Yeah. Yeah, we can sleep on the porch in this house. Just, turn out the light so we're not having to deal with that. Too panicked to sleep. Well, hey. You know what? We're doing okay. The panic, go away, please. I'd like to sleep. We can finish out the episode. There we go. Oh, good heavens, there's a mist. And we have neck pain. Lovely. I'm going to end this episode here. The fact that we can now forage our own forge, that's huge. And I am very much looking forward getting into and learning how blacksmithing from scratch, potentially, works. And I will see you all when we do that.